Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today it is Monday the 19th of January and we can be doing the cryptic crossword from the Guardian, set by Vulcan. Right, let's get started. One down, on the beach, said not to be alone. And one on the beach is probably going to be the definition. Not to be alone. And said's probably the homophone indicator. Not to be alone, guess you're together with company, united. And that's going to sound like something you'd find on the beach, like sand or a wave or a shell. We'll come back to that one. Let's go one across. Almost perfect clothes for leisure activity. Could that be a double definition, or are we taking most of the letters almost from perfect, or another word for perfect? Clothes for leisure activity could be the definition, or maybe just leisure activity is the definition. I'm thinking like joggers for clothes for leisure activity, but that wouldn't make sense. Let's come back to that one. 2. Faulty effect of snapping night flight. A night flight would be a red eye. And I think that's probably a double definition. If you take a picture and sometimes people have got red eyes in them, then that would be a faulty effect of snapping a photo. And yeah, red eye is a flight. Okay, let's go 9 across. Old president finally gets changed, going to basin. Old president finally gets changed, going to basin. It's not Biden, is it? Again, I feel like there's always slight digs about Biden and his age. Finally, last letter of. Taking the last letter of. Going to basin. Not sure. Let's continue. 11. Bless attack. Probably again another double definition. If you bless something, you might say attack with words or attack with actions. I'm not sure. Let's go 3 down. Diagnostic aid extremely reliable. Extremely could be the outer letters of maybe aid, or it could be reliable, as in AD or RE. No. Let's come back for dragged Y to the church. Dragged Y to the church. Church could be CH. No. Something funny going on with that one. Okay, five. No, sorry, six. The last word in service. Is that amen? Let's have a look at five across, see if the A works there. Still retaining ultimate method of payment. Still not static. Retaining ultimate, because that'd be the G somewhere. Method of payment, like card or plastic. Like plastic, like your debit card or credit card. I was thinking of static, like for still, but that doesn't seem to be it. Let's go 10 across. Perhaps tactful remarks describing snow that has settled. I know describing can basically be like a insertion kind of indicator, like snow will be inside of tactful remarks or something like that. Not sure about that one either. It's not a great start, is it? Monday's meant to be the easier ones, but I don't know. I've done a few of Vulcan's puzzles, and I think I do find them sometimes a bit challenging. Right, 7. Adding together 12 O's and a 1 makes a huge number. Not a million. No. No, I'm not seeing there. 12 could be. No, I don't think it's going to be Roman numerals for 12. No. 8. Big bags carrying lettuce for SARS cavalry. Lettuce could be slang for money, or it could be a type of lettuce like iceberg. Big bags. It's not a total. SARS cavalry, like horsemen or something like that. No. We've had a look at that one. Let's go 12 across. Paul Nash guarding part of his arm. Ulna, part of. I don't know why it's his arm. So just arm. Yeah, ulna, the bone in your arm. Okay. We've got something. Okay, 14. Jargon from mouth was spouting, I approve. Might be an anagram in there. What are we anagramming though? Not sure. Could the definition be approve or jargon? Not sure. 16. One clamped on wrist, perhaps, to keep close behind guard. Could be like a bracelet. To guard would be brace. To keep close. How would let be to keep close? Let's try bracelet for now. Might be wrong. 21. Text for printer is not original. Text for printer is not original. No, I'm not seeing that even if it wasn't a C. 25. Such a sleepy town. Is it going to be the name of a town like Lancashire or something like that? Lancashire's a county or whatever, but you get the idea. No, 27. Why gent fancied Welsh girl? Gwyneth. Fancied. It's the anagram, indicator, anagramming. Why gent and Gwyneth would be a Welsh girl's name. Okay, so that's not bracelet. Not a bangle. One clamped on the wrist. Perhaps to keep close behind guard. Let's keep close. So the word for keep close that potentially ends in a G. Like snug. Perhaps, could that be EG, and is that keeping another word for close or close? Behind another G? No, let's go 17. Distinctive feature of a piece of land one has. Distinctive feature of a piece of land one has. Again, could be another double definition, maybe. No. I've spelled Gwyneth right. Let's see, I guess. Dossier of wasted life. Dossier would be a file, so yeah, I have spelled Gwyneth wrong. Apologies to any Welsh viewers. Yeah, wasted anagramming life to get file. File's a dossier. Go back to this one. Not that I doubt it's going to help me. No. Let's go 15. Method of communication, depressed canine. The canines are tough. Depressed, like sad. Um, hmm. Canine can obviously be a dog. Method of communication, like telegraph or something like that, but no, not seeing that one either. Right, 22. Daring last desperate stand here for Soviets. Hmm. Um, I don't know that one either. Gosh, terrible. Sportsman removing top in bed. Um, Not a player, like a layer in bed. Could a bed be a layer? Like a layer of the sea, or like the earth be like kind of bed? Let's try. What a Y there. Makes sense. What about an R here? Substitute that offers protection for game. Game could be anything. Could be like a board game or a sport, or like game as in like meat, like a pigeon or pheasant or something. Um, hmm. Substitute like a stand-in, or like replace, or no. Let's go 26. Sports car of energy and character. Is that an E? Not an e-bike. Um, is it going to be a make or model of a car or something? I can only think of like an E-Class, like a Mercedes. Hmm. Put the E there. Petition lords, for example. These are just not. These clues are just not sitting with me today. Stick notice in this place. So add here. A notice would be an ad. And in this place would be here. And to adhere is to stick. No. Is it a type of character like type A or something like that? Because E for energy could be that one at the end. No. Soviets again. Um, um, like the motherland or something like that. Um, last could be last letters in desperate and stand. Is it not Stalingrad or something like that? Does that fit? Yeah, it does actually. Yep. Okay. Yeah, we're anagramming, desperate being the anagram indicator, and we're anagramming daring last, Stalingrad, and yeah, okay, that gives us. It does seem like it could be layer, and that could be like tooth or teeth. What is the method of communication though? Um, hmm. Did we do 13 down? No, we didn't. Jogs around area and sells leftovers. Jogs round, not around. Round area and cells. Are we going to be anagramming any of these, perhaps? Well, it's probably going to end in an S. Does that help us with 28 across? Like a reserve. Yeah, so like a game reserve. Like in the Serengeti or something like that would be protection for game. And yeah, a substitute is also a reserve. So yeah, that's another double definition, quite a few here. Um, hmm. Um, it's a petition. No. Um, keep that as that for now. Let's get rid of this E. See if that helps anything. Um, maybe it's jogs, and then that's for round. An area could that just be A for area, and cells like vens or something like that, and we get a word for leftovers, like remnants or something like that. Um, jog, like trot or not sprint. Hmm. Maybe getting some of these crosses might help. Don't think we did this one. Prudish Olive, reread author, a Holocaust survivor. Um, can only think of Anne Frank, but that doesn't work. Prudish Olive, reread author, a could be a I don't know. It could be the name of someone, or it could be a building that survived like World War Two and stuff like that. Prudish, what's that? Prim or something like that. Um, hmm. No, not sure. Um, hmm, where to go? Um, um, like gazillion or something like that, or trillion. Let's put Ilian in there. Try and see if we can make any of this out. And a 1. Um, don't know how that would work with the wordplay. Or is a trillion literally just a 1 with 12 O's at the end of it? A billion is 9 in at least the UK. So yeah, is a trillion 12? Is it a literal definition? I think it might be. Don't know if you can sense my voice that I'm not quite as enamoured with this with today's puzzle as maybe previous. But maybe that's just because I'm doing badly at it, and maybe Vulcan is not quite the setter for me. But we'll strive on. Gosh, we're almost half an hour in. And what's that? Probably less than a third of clues actually worked out on a Monday. But that's the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. I still want to say this is like plastic. Uh, but I don't know how. Um, like not elastic. I'm thinking of static would be still, but how does? I mean, we're missing a T and add a P and an L on there. Let's see if that helps anything else. Uh, lettuce, like cabbage. Or, um, a cavalcade or big bags carrying lettuce. Cob is just a salad, isn't it? Or is it the type of lettuce? Um, no. Hmm. Like snow that has settled. Ice. Um, yeah, I think there's something funny going on. Like, it's going to be like a looser way of saying something. Tactful remarks and like perhaps reading it separately. putting a space in between something is something that could also be red as snow that has settled, like melted ice or something like that. And it would be something dice for tactful remarks. Not loaded dice, not rolled dice. No. Thinking of like a Caesar salad now. Or it could be like Caesar, Caesarean. There's lettuce in a Caesarean salad. But that'd be all kinds of stupid if it was that, wouldn't it? Jargon from mouth was spouting. I approve. Still not seeing that. Does P help here? I did think prim, but olive reread. Perhaps we're I don't know, like prim and then olive anagrams after that. I mean Primo Levi. He was, yeah, he was a Holocaust survivor, wasn't he? Yeah, yeah, he was. Okay, okay, cool. Right. What's this one? Not that one. This one. 11 across. That's the one. Bless. Attack. I'm guessing the last word is going to be on. Is it try or say? No. Don't think this is going to help. Don't even know if we're on the right tracks there with the ice or the dice being there at the end. Might be completely off with that. Almost perfect. What's another word for perfect? Like pure. And then maybe some cloves. That could be noun or a verb. Leisure activity. Like a pastime. Nope. Let's reload that. Hmm. Finally gets changed. It means we're editing something after the fact, or maybe DT finally gets changed going to um be a basin, be like a tub, a vat. No, still not seeing that one. Agnostic. No, this is I think we might start looking things up because we're 36 minutes in and we're not progressing at all. Um, no, not a ring. So I'll put an E or an O there. Pretty sure that's player to layer. Um, I don't know. No. Hmm. It's not original, like fake or old. No, don't think we did this. Concerned with flying a Lear, caution must be exercised. Concerned with could be RE. Flying a Lear. Flying could be anagram, maybe with anagram a Lear. Caution must be exercised. Let's see if we can find anything. A Lear. What's that? Caution. But that. Or maybe a Lear caution. Yeah, must be exercised. Could be the anagram part. Maybe concerned with flying is a definition, like aviation or something. Aeronautical. Aeronautical. Okay. Um. Hmm. No. Um. Like font or something like that. Not original. Maybe that's a front, but I don't know how we'd remove the R there. Um. No. Gosh, how about this one now? Um, is it a breed of dog that I'm not aware of, or a form of communication? And you've got A possibly for area. Remainders. It fits. Let's see if we can work it out. Jogs. Around area and cells. Jogs, like reminds. Like if you jog someone's memory, you might remind them. Around area. Maybe a jog. Maybe jogs is reminders. I don't know. Is this E-type? I mean, character is a type. So then, yeah, you get Jaguar E-type, yeah. I was right with the type, with the type A, but yeah, it's the car. A prayer. If you petition the Lord, I guess you might say a prayer. Okay. Grinding our way through it, and I'm stubborn enough to just keep going. Um, hmm. Um, Jargon, like slang or from mouth, could that be a homophone indicator? Or I think the definition might be a I approve or well, just approve, like rubber stamp or something like that. Or hmm, depressed, like down or pushed. Dour. Um, hmm. Um, could it be reliable, like reliant, or hmm? I think maybe aid extremely reliable. Could be extremely reliant. No, RE, but I don't think that would be. Oh, we've got that N there. Um, clothes like garb or duds or Where? No. Dragged why to the church? Um, It's not like Amen or something again. Like in Bible, old-timey Bible speak, like sayest or something like that. Hmm. I don't think that's going to be a D, is it? There's a lot of church stuff in here, isn't there? Prayer, amen, bless. For a heathen like me, that's going to be difficult. On the beach said not to be alone. Um, Okay, we're just past 45 minutes in. I'm gonna take a break and regather some thoughts. Hopefully do this with a bit more fresh eyes, because watching me and ah about half of these things, probably not the greatest. Hello, I am back. It is the following day, it's now the 20th of January, because you can probably sense from my tone yesterday that I was not getting on with this puzzle, so I thought let's look at it again with fresh eyes. So, where were we? Well, we were trying to figure out some of these. This one, yeah, the tooth one. Hmm. Um, Depressed. I mean, the canine's got to be tooth, hasn't it? And the depressed, would that be like dour or sour? But hmm. No, it's got to be like tooth. What would this be? All I can think of that would fit there would be like territory. But I don't know how that would equal a sleepy town. No. It does fit. What would a T be here? If you keep close to someone, would you keep tags on them? If that was to be a T, not a name tag. Could be something. A tag slipped on your wrist. Like when you're discharged from hospital, or in hospital rather. What would guard be? Um, hmm. What, I don't see. I don't know how that would work. How would that be Sleepy Town? distinctive feature of a piece of land one has. I guess you'd have property. Yeah, and that's a distinctive feature. So that's a double definition there as well. Yeah, but I'm not convinced by that territory one there. Text for printer, is that like type? Like a typeset or something like that? Is not original. Maybe ape to mimic something. But would type work there? What would go there? What party? What would guard be? Hmm. No, that doesn't seem to work. Ape, not tape. Copy? Yeah, because if you're sending something to a printer, see if copy works. Um. Hmm. Behind guard. What's another word for guard? Could that be an R there? Or N? Hmm. Maybe that T doesn't go there? Cling? Would it be to keep close, maybe? Um, hmm. No. That's not helping. Yeah, I'm not convinced that's territory. At least I got property. Dormitory? What? Because that's where you. I don't know why that would work either. Such a sleepy town. would this be? Oh, watchdog. Something clamped on your wrist is a watch. If you keep close to someone, you dog them. And yeah, keep close behind is to dog them. And a guard would be a watchdog. Okay. I don't know what else this would be other than dormitory at this point. The O works for tooth. I think it's tooth. I don't know what this would be though. Am I any closer to this? It's a long word. Um, hmm. Yeah, and I don't think there's an anagram in there. Is there? It's another word for jargon. No. This bless attack again. Thinking of what could go here. Might say, try, buy, ply, pay. No. A beach one again. This was, yeah, that was, I was about to say Biden, but that's just what I think it is. Let's put a B there. Find a pebble on the beach, but I don't know how that would sound like something for not being alone. Pebble? That'd be an L then. Lay hands on? If you lay hands on someone, I guess you attack them. Would that be to bless something? I don't know, if you're a priest blessing like a baby or something in a christening. What would that be? Pebble. Pebble would work with like pure. Almost perfect, so maybe taking the E off. Puritan, no. Don't know what that is. About this. That'd be an N for Biden. I don't. Less convinced that is Biden. Diagnostic aid. Would ultrasound fit in there? It would. As if that was a T. Oh, would that be B-Day? Basin would be a B-Day. Ah, yes, so it's Biden. It is Biden, but it finally, as in the last letter, the N gets changed, um, and that leads to B-Day, a basin. Okay, ultrasound would fit in there then, I'm guessing. Oh yes, extremely reliable. Extremely, ultra, and to be sound is to be reliable, so that works. Um, no close to knowing what that is. Purpose? No, that's a U, not an O, isn't it? Purling. Um, why would that be pebble? Um, cobble? No. Um, pursuit? Because that would be almost pure. Clothes for leisure, you'd wear a suit, leisure suits. An activity is a pursuit. Let's try it. So that could only be pebble, right? Like what and what else could it be? But I don't know how pebble sounds like not to be alone. Unless it's not a homophone, there's something else going on, but at this point, just gonna put it in there. Dragged Y to the church. Maybe towed. Y to the church. Not touted. It's not going to be something Latin, is it? Um, so put a Y, a W there. Um, hmm. No, let's come back this way around. Hmm. Nope. Yeah, I'm not convinced it's actually ice here. I might be totally off track. If that was a W, code to wed. I guess if you go to the church, you go to get married, you go to wed. Would that be white? White lies? Does that sound like... is that meant to sound like something ice or something? White lies? But yeah, if you're being tactful, like sugarcoating something, maybe you tell a white lie. Does the S work there? There's a cos lettuce. Yeah, I was talking about cob yesterday. That's the salad. Cos is the lettuce I was thinking of. Big bags. Oh, is it Cossacks? Like, yeah, because big bags would be sacks, and yeah, those were like cavalry. They were like horsemen, weren't they? Okay, so we've got something like I was thinking on the lines of okay, but I was thinking of it there. But it could be something. Oh, gobbledygook. Gobble. Come on. I'm guessing that's how you spell it. Um. I don't know how to pass that. Maybe mouth is gobble. I don't know. I don't know how we pass that one. No. Not bucktooth. Bluetooth? Yes, that is blue. Canine is tough. Method of communication. I mean, yeah. I mean, we'll check everything. Oh boy. Yeah, I definitely needed the other day for that. Actually surprised I got there in the end. That was a trial. Let's just say that. I can't say I enjoyed a lot of those clues. I don't know what this white lies is. Let's go to 15 squared. I mean, this video is long enough as it is, so if you've made it this far, why not just hang around for a bit? Right. Okay, 15 squared. Once it wants to load. Okay, which ones didn't we? Okay, plastic. Let's go back to plastic. Yeah, I know plastic is a credit card. Okay, so pick a picture is a still photo, and that is around last ultimate. Okay, pick a still. Let me store that one. Snow is white and it lies on the ground once settled. Oh, almost swore then. Not in a, oh yeah, that's so clever, in a, I don't like that way. Yeah, you bless something through touching. Gobbledygook. Okay, gob is mouth. Was spouting its bled. Okay, plus ego is I, and okay. Alright, okay, whatever. This is kind of brutal for a Monday, I'm thinking. Alright, yeah, the coffee, Stalingrad, dormitory. Okay, what's this one? Such a sleepy town. Okay, I don't even think they know on 15 squared. Let me read it out. Not sure whether to call it a cryptic definition as a whole or whether to separate it into parts. A dormitory is a name for a town where people live but will typically go to work or to leisure elsewhere, i.e. the town is sleepy in the sense that not much activity goes on there. And sleepy also hints towards the meanings of dormitory as a place to sleep. You see, that it doesn't make any sense. Nobody can figure it out, it seems. Maybe in the comments they have. I don't like that. Right. Pebble. On the beach, said not to be alone. Okay, it's the idiomatic saying, like you're not the only pebble on the beach. Okay. Yeah. Primo Levi, Trillions, Cossacks, Romanians, Bluetooth watchdog. Yeah, I think, yeah, like there was just some that I just really, I don't know, I would say unimaginative, like like this trillion. Like there's nothing clever about it. It's just literal, and yeah, sometimes it's okay to see those kinds of cluings in puzzles, but yeah, I think when it's put with a lot of other things, like Goldie is just like a Thursday level clue, and other things, a lot of double definitions and dormitory, which nobody can figure out. Just I wasn't a fan, not a fan. But let's hope Tuesdays is better. It's Tuesday now, so maybe I'll record that to maybe try and redeem myself.